Welcome into the action here, folks. It's a Vertigo, Sangal, the Heat. A little bit of spice coming on early, as it looks like this is going to be a straight-out A-ramp rush. Oh, I say that. Ecstasy says, I would like to go up mid, and Soulfly says, your soul is mine. Wow. My goodness, Soulfly. That's a spicy way to kick off this map.
For that rippling through my loins. That was beautiful. And now they're clearing ramp. I guess the only concern here is they've got 4 on this side of the map, so they need to speed away before Heat commit somewhere else.
They're going to go mid. He's going full mid, it looks like.
And
Mac has heard all this. Huh.
Why wouldn't you go back A? You just heard everything.
I don't know. He thinks it's a fake. He doesn't think they full rotated. I'm not quite sure what the read is here, because, yeah, he has all the information, but they're still committing into this mid fight, which is really well set up for by Sangal. Well, Kory goes 1 for 1. That's probably good enough in this situation. They've got the info. They know they've given up mid. And Heat's going to back away. 50 seconds. Soulfly just spotted the 1. And he's got that kill. Soulfly, so good for it. So clinical in this pistol round. And with that, now the A-ramp presence is shut off. They have to go back to mid. I'm getting whiplash on behalf of Heat for this round. They've gone to every site 12 different times. This kill, though, would open up B. This would open up the bomb plant. They've got it, but they're funneling A. They're making the wrong read. Oh, it's still working. What is happening here? Fuzi is the lone wolf now.
Probably disbelief. It's him. I think there's a kit down. But
yeah, in elevator.
Yeah, he's not going to get to it. Crikey.
He kills both fast. He's realizing he has to go quick, though. He's trying to catch somebody off. They should set up
if they just don't face, he can't win this. Hasn't got the time.
Or does he? Knows where they both are. He's got the time if he could get the kit, but he can't. All right, that round gave me whiplash, man.
It was a roller coaster. Heat some bizarre moves. If Jocko doesn't hit the headshots, it doesn't work. There's no way. And I think for Sangal, maybe a bit over-eager on the... I don't think they needed to actually run back to mid. It didn't actually come to any consequence, but I think they had... It wasn't like players were sprinting onto B or anything, so...
Yeah.
Overall, a bizarre one. And I think Sangal should have done better in that round, especially given that early kill.
Yeah, Soulfly was so good over towards the ramp, right? Just leading players in fights, gave them every advantage, but they just figure it out. Oh, they've got the right read on this. Heavy presence. If Lucky pops back up, he might get his head ripped off. And, okay, wisely, he's going to get out of there. They get a nice nade for their efforts. And there's QB going looking. Rasmo wanted one more peek, and that was one more peek too many. Oh, this is going to get weird. This is looking disastrous for Heat right now. They've got very little to work, but they still have a smoke, which would help them actually take a site, so it seems like they're going to mass and move towards A. But Sangal, having not seen anything here towards B, even if this winds up on a retake, they can pick up 2 guns en route and be pretty much up in numbers on the retake. Skrunk's looking for this info. They're all going up side hall, so he's not going to get it. But does that mean they're not going to clear cement? They don't have a molly for this. They don't have a molly for this. This could be their undoing. These could be the cement shoes that absolutely sink Heat. They got to be wary. Not seeing anyone, they have to be wary. There's 5 alive still. Soulfly backing off might actually give up Skrunk for dead if they have the presence of mind to clear this. Oh, they do, but it doesn't matter. And now they're flanked and they know it. There's only 28 seconds. If Skrunk doesn't die, life is so difficult here. But his own smoke means he can't really peek this. The bomb at least will go down. And it was safe from him regardless. Still, 4-on-2 retake. Joko knows he needs to clear out Skrunk, so he's going to go forward into this fight. But the smoke fade, they're both looking, and Joko's got the first effort. 3 back into it. Just Eagles on. They have a smoke. They have a kid as well. Oh, this could be weird. The bomb's not planted for either of these 2 players. And they just get on this with the kit. They've got it. They've got it. There's nothing Joko can do. He's lost this round, and he knows it. He knows it. That's going to be it. He drop it. Sangal steal it away here, Alan.
That was a weird and wacky one. Opening Deagle headshot was monstrous over on that B side of the map. And then they just get picked apart. Didn't really have the utility. I guess they favored AKs over having all the nades. And I think that was their ultimate undoing right there towards the end. Wow. A few gaps in Heat's game. It looks compelling when they made it a 2-on-3, but as you mentioned, the plant really wasn't a great one. Given the situation. I guess they had to protect it from sandbags as it went down, so there wasn't a lot of choice. And now they're back on the force. Maka, early up ramp, early frag. Soulfly's in behind. This is such an awkward duel. And he does get the trade.
Ooh, and he lives somehow. Impossibly, he lives. Leave him maintain this positioning. Fuzi getting a little spicy with his own positioning. They're going to clear back into this. They want to fight this? Baiting Soulfly? He's still got nades. And he gets a kill with 1 HP, and an SMG gets 2! No, that was Fuzi on the second. Okay, at least. A 1v2 still for Joko. There's a possibility here, and he's got the bomb, and he has time. A minute on the clock, Alan. There's a lot of things he could do here with his AK.
Doesn't need to press the issue. Going straight into them. They're both on the angle, and that was not the duel he wanted. Yeah. If he'd strung that out, gone towards B, make them play one apiece. Could have been a chance. And with a bomb plant, they might have bought again here, but not now. Not with this investment. We have had some pretty crazy rounds. I can't believe they retook ramp when he had 1 HP.
Yeah, I can't believe it
and
worked.
got a kill.
I thought he almost had 2. I mean, jeez Louise. Soulfly is a fearless player, right? But I think the whole idea there was to just bait him and have the 2 rifles swing on the rifle side. Oh my goodness, Soulfly. 2 finishes block, maybe not ideal, but his teammates will quickly clean this up. Okay, that's embarrassing, Skrunk. Still, a quick remedy.
2 kills were just Glocks. Still a result, honestly. And I think both teams need to clean up their act a little bit. Or we could be in for the wackiest of Vertigos. Wouldn't put it past, given what we've had so far. What's the move? No AWP for the CD side. Even for the T side. Actually, Nades is a little bit lacking in a couple of players, so he might be a tad limited on the defaults as Fozy lines up. Smoke for down the yellow tarpaulin in. But Jockey's in there first. Getting ahead of it. Want some jewels.
Only ineffective. Choco's been good early, but as we can see from the scoreline, rounds and Joko's dead. That's a great start for Soulfly. I don't even think he saw him. He was just playing the edge. Knew that that's the position he had to hold based on the flashes and smokes to try and stay alive. So good predictive fighting there from Soulfly. And QB now likely to be the next tested. He's got Kory close at hand if needed, and clearing out the second player towards ramp means they're going to be very comfortable in this defense. Lucky's just looking for this fight with QB. Yeah,
shouldn't be presented. And Sangal full ramp control. 3 players essentially leaning towards this side of the map. That kill on Kory could have made it a little awkward, but now 3 in defense. The smoke's going down on the stairs. Surely not from Heat. This is going to be almost impossible.
That smoke should slow them down as well. They're bailing out of it. 45 seconds. No information anywhere. Soulfly pushing up the flank because it's Soulfly. He's going to get himself into such a cheeky spot here in the corner.
I think they just save, honestly. This surely isn't on.
They're giving it a look. This duel determines everything. Oh, ooh, gun barrel. Dead. All right, 1 casualty at least, but this is still looking rather clean for Sangal. And at this
you know
point,
it's gone badly when you're smoking T-spawn.
Yeah,
that's not a good sign.
Oh. There we go. It's getting expensive there.
I guess in the end, but the round proper was incredibly deflating, wasn't it? 1 player out in yellow just kind of gets caught alone. Granted, it was a nice play from that CD side, but where was the support? What was the plan anyway if the CTs wanted to fight it heavily? And from there, just completely picked apart. 1-on-1 duels, losing all of them. And Heat looking a little bit disjointed at the moment, which is not what we want on their map pick.
This is their map pick, that's true. We've been wondering about this team, right? I mean, not having necessarily signed players. They've had stand-ins for some events. They've been playing with different mixes. You wonder how much install they've actually got, how much coordination is actually there. And I mean, every round is kind of starting with this fight towards ramp, which is typical of a lot of teams, but it's not going great for them. Skrunk in the corner, this could get spicy. Soulfly is spamming, which baits that there's not a player close, which means... well, Skrunk's giving it away. Run! Whoa. Run! Run, Skrunk says! Soulfly says, I can get 1 more! And he's right.
Traffic jam. Traffic jam there on the yellow. He's going to see the players on the ramp side on the left. it's getting a little bit tricky. Another player's nearby. That's Fozy, so I don't think they should be concerned. Fozy gets the one headshot, and I'm just hoping somebody comes into scrum. He's been waiting for this.
He has been committing. Someone did. Rasmo. That's his first kill of the map. Rasmo will get something going. It's been a slow start for Lucky, Rasmo, and Maka. Not going to get too much hotter.
That kill on Skrunk was glorious. That was... Skrunk is there, 20 seconds. First he gets blocked by his teammate and almost dies, getting into the gap. And then they boost. They're there for so long. Fozy nicks the first kill, and then he just gets absolutely ruined.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. I love it. And I wear it. And here we go again. Another buy.
What's your style?
Well, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah?
I'm still in a transitional phase.
I've recently found some new fire fits.
Really? The turtleneck?
Yeah, you see my roll neck
I
blazer
did see the turtleneck.
It's so cozy. And it looks great.
I have never worn a turtleneck.
I'm not much of a turtleneck guy. I can't do like tight collars around the neck. It makes me very uncomfortable, but this one's really soft and comfy.
Not comfy for heat.
Not
this
comfy.
is the Python around the neck. Constricting them.
Fuzzy.
Oh my lord.
On. The fight is that they're just fighting ramp, and this time it's going against them. Soulfly's gonna have to come up big, but he's done this again and again and again, and he's committing into the angle and caught out of place. Sangal, it felt like every single player was trying to take an awkward, off-predicting fight when they had numbers to begin with, and well, that's gonna cost them. QB is gonna give this a look, because why not? Their money is ridiculous. Well, actually, not as much as it should be. He's gonna find Maka though, make this expensive. Nade as if it's a smoke. It's bold, but it does bait out the bullets. Wants this. And nearly gets the fight with Exorcist, but Lucky's there in the nick of time. And finally, HEET are on the board.
But you can't help feeling that was a Sangal mistake. 5-on-3 for a good 5 seconds there, and as you kind of brought up, you don't have to do anything in that sort of advantage. Just play the numbers, play the crossfires. Not like he had a lot of nades to flush players out of position either. So, yeah, that felt like the first big mistake on this map so far from Sangal. And by virtue of going for that 1-on-3 attempt at the end, they not full weaponry across the board. I'm waiting to see what Skrunk has as well, because that might not be a rifle either.
No. I'm going to guess SMG. Could be a scoot. It's a bit of a buy down. You see Fuzi's keeping a little bit of money back in the tank. That's an idea that eventually he's going to... Oh, I think it's just his USP. I don't think Skrunk
Has there been a miscalculation?
Give him a P250 at least.
Someone's crunched the numbers wrong.
There we go. There's a P250. We're all good here. And Fuzi goes in for the extra util, so they do commit fully for those last little pieces. Watch, Skrunk gets 2 P250 kills this round.
Oh, you've called it. He's been aggressively on this Ivy side on pretty much every round, so it'll be intriguing to see if he tries it again, given the lack of weaponry. And this time, looks like they're favoring a more passive approach, at least on the Ivy side. Retake nade's now in as Soulfly peeks wide.
This is my favorite facet.
Sandbags. I mean, it's not like they have the nades this time to clear out sandbags, so it's not necessarily strong.
Major overcommitment, and 2 go down as a result. Sangal's desire to fight that deep ramp angle every round is costing them. This is a big kill for Kory. They're going to come in to clear on the flashbang's good, but the kill's not. P251, P250. Oh, almost got it. The headshot could have been there. QB though, set up with the clutch. The bomb is down. This is intriguing. They have to come back into this, and QB knows it. And he's got a molly, where if they try and get that bomb down, he can molly it. Yeah, don't pull it too early. Isolates the fight. There it is, but Maka, goes forth and frags. That was actually really well played from QB. If he has an AK and kills the guy in the first phase, he's in such a good situation to win that round, because he could just fall off, molly, full control.
Didn't go that way though in the end. And yeah, you're right. The modus operandi is if we lose ramp, we're going to invest all the nades and peek it again.
Yeah.
And Sangal have full bought. when they could have ecoed into a decent buy. This is... I guess they know Heat's money is not good either, but this is a heck of a gamble.
They're really determined by this. I would like to see... Look, okay, this round they're stacking 3B because they're assuming that the counter bunch will come in based on how willing they've been to fight ramp. It's not a bad guess. It's not a bad gamble. I don't mind it. But what I will say is, based on how willing they've been to get aggressive in that ramp fight, I'd love to see them try some aggression towards mid or down B just to mix it up, just to keep Heat guessing. Because right now, it's like we're just going to stand over on the A ramp and both punch each other in the jaw, and whoever breaks the other's jaw wins the round.
Given where the bomb is heading, passive approach could work out. And Kory hits a ripper. Look
again.
at that. Wow. What a shot.
The smoke up, too. 50 seconds. This is actually going to push them off. Fuzi gets one. Oh, Exorcist was on the danger panel. They haven't been predicting the stack, but now they've seen it, and they're still going into it. The bomb is committing. They got the kill mid. This should soften things up, make it a little easier, but it's getting chaotic. It's getting weird. It's getting wild. And the kills are coming through. Ah, nice try for Fuzi there. Not going to connect killing blow. That could have gone wrong so many different ways. Heat detect the stack, lose 2 bodies to it, still commit into fighting it. Scrunk just wants a gun and he can't find it. Picked up the smoke, they know it, they chase, they kill.
5 on 3 and don't get any more kills. Felt like
really
the player in mid for Sangal. I know it's a great shot from, I think it was Jocko walking out, but if he just jiggles and gets information and makes it difficult to get in behind, that is, I think that's nailed on for Sangal. There's just so many positions to clear out for only 2 players coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, they're a bit, they're like an excited child at the moment, Sangal, aren't they? They just, they keep moving around. They can't stand still.
They don't have the ability to just kind of sit in the mid round. After they've got these advantages, they're just itching for that next fight, itching for that next fight, itching for that next kill. And it's not working out very well for them. This probably won't work out very well either. Good response to the mid aggression out from Heat. Should all but make this an easy round. Scrunk ain't getting it done. Fuzi and QB, unarmored pistols. Good luck. Bomb doesn't even have to commit. They'll just kill everybody. Why not?
Fuzi's making it difficult. He's going to get into gap.
Ring around the rosy. Pocket. Fuzi. Fuzi falls down.
Not sure that's going to make any children's books soon.
The angle QB was holding actually makes it look like when you have a teammate AFK in spawn.
Yeah. Well, he might have just given up, taking his hands off the mouse and keyboard anyway. Resigned himself to the fate. This is the reason I assumed they forced Sport 2 ago, is also that they wanted the AWP out and they wanted good nades, because that would have been lacking had they saved into a buy in the previous. So I want to see why. I want to see Fuzi getting aggressive, getting wild with it. Talked about him before the game. He's a player that he's stable, he's consistent, but in terms of taking over the server, we'd love to see more of that.
The fight ramp. This time they win it. The Molotov's good to finish off the kill, and they're actually falling back. Oh, look at this. Holding your angles instead of just fighting back out. That's what we like to see, but as I say that, of course, Soulfly is going to go give it a little look-see, and this time it is going to work. Catch them off guard. 2 for 1. Leaves Rasmo all on his lonesome. So the new guy got to deliver a 1v5. This is going to happen. He already found the first. Let's just say it doesn't get any more probable from this point on.
That's for sure. I mean, he's got the bomb. That's the good news. There's nobody B right now. So if he did go that direction, maybe there's a chance of a plant. But, yeah. A is a castle, and the cannons are all aimed squarely at him.
Oh, my goodness. He's going to try it. It's not going to happen. I understand it on Vertigo. You're wary that a flank's been pushed somewhere. You don't really want to go looking in the maze that is the lower site, or the lower map, rather. But, I mean, they were so ready for him. Low percentage round anyways. But Sangal back in the lead here, Alan.
Indeed. That round was really clean. Was it Exorcist? Who burned in the molly? Was it Exorcist? Was it Jocko?
Somebody. They were trying to fight the...
And I'm not sure he took a lot of bullet damage. I think he might have genuinely stood in the molly almost 100-0.
I think he got dinked by an M4.
I'm not convinced. I think he started burning, then jumped up, and then couldn't get a clean fight, and maybe took some body shots. Who knows? Either way, it didn't look brilliant from that perspective. And, yeah, Soulfly is, as we were saying, having a sugar rush with that push. We've seen them lose 2 rounds because of 5 and 3s because of a similar move. So,
He's almost guaranteed 1, it feels like, but he has to get 2 for it to really justify. This B presence early could actually be interesting. We haven't seen as much aggressive posture. Jonah's working his way up. They're just getting aggressive everywhere on the map. All right. Is this red? He sees the player get into cement, reveals his position as well. Now he's going to be pinched if he sticks around. So Joko's trying to force the player into side hall, but the side hall player is very ready for this fight. Good flashbang, good kill. Kory gets it. A little excessive spam on the end there, but you know what? All good. Got the kill. Denied that ramp aggression. Now they can rotate the 3rd player over to reinforce B. They're reading this nicely. They've got the numbers on. They still got utility as well. Fuzi in mid, you'd like to see him come over in an ideal world, but with that smoke, it's going to allow more time as well. And he's making sure that there's no flank developing mid, which there's not. XCC's timing. Skrunk, is he looking for it? He is. And he's actually going to get to safety right before XCC's presumably peaks. Utility sailing over. Skrunk gets his 1. Skrunk almost 2. But everybody's here now. The cavalry has arrived. And with 40 seconds and no more smokes, crossing this Opera's sightline is going to be a suicide mission. Unless you can just walk straight up on him. XCC's that smoke lasted longer than anticipated. Fuzi gets caught in no man's land. And this could be falling apart again. 2v2 health's not good. They're both fighting from the same angle, and that HEETMakazin could be all the difference. You can help if you just die in the first bullet. Trades are good. Way more chaotic than it needed to be with the early advantages, but once again, Sangal managed to scrape it out in the end.
Yeah, it's becoming the kind of the mantra of this game. If Maka hits that shot in the 2-on-2, he win the round. And wow, Sangal are getting so awkward with some of these big advantages, and they just seem uncomfortable. Maybe the comms are off. I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but when it gets chaotic, there just seems so many gaps, and everyone's playing for themselves. Everyone wants the duel, and they had all the information. They had 3B there and a player close mid. It should never have got close, and wow, it's pretty incredible that Sangal are getting all these. If they weren't getting all these advantages, this would be a very different game. If they weren't getting all the entries, wow, quite amazing. They're still in the lead.
They are definitely putting everything into the individuals. That's the kill and the bomb spot as well. So he's going to need to take some time making sure they get that C4 back. And it's an interesting bit of early information. They still want to press the mid fight. I will say as well, the interesting thing for HEET tendency-wise, we've been talking a lot about Sangal's tendencies. It feels like HEET find contact somewhere, and then they're just really dang determined to make that fight work. Right? They stick around a lot.
They have their plan. They have their plan, and they keep going. So World War I era sort of tactics. Just keep pressing the issue. I guess on the flip side, if you look at HEET and just say, guys, if we just stop giving up clean entries, this becomes a much easier game, and this round is no different. Rasmo's dead. Jocko legged already by the look of it. And they're trying to press the issue here in the mid, but it's the same story again. They need Sangal to make mistakes. Granted, there have been a few, but if Sangal clean it up, it'd be so hard for HEET to get into this round.
It's going to be this mid fight. So much is on Kory. So much is on Kory, but he's got some sort of read. I think maybe audio cues heard. Not sure exactly what it is, and actually he has Fuzi with him as well, so this should be comfortable. Skrunk as well, the supports. Crossfires, whichever way they choose to go. They're really stuck here. 20 seconds. They have to get onto a site. 20 seconds. It's going to be A, presumably. Oh, Skrunk only gets 1 out of that. The bullet spray down, though, does good damage, and it's on the Soulfly. Oh, bomb dropped. That might be it. Molotov should mean that it definitely is it. Soulfly killing everyone just for extra measure. But he's already won the round. And he'll kill everybody to boot. Love that for Soulfly. This guy, he just does play like a dog that's been let off the leash. He is going forth and finding whatever he can.
It's like a dog with his head out the window in a car. He's just lapping it up. Letting all the breeze come past. Yeah, living his best life. And I guess he's enjoying this kind of wacky game of HEET being very loose and a lot of strung out rounds. Gives him a lot of opportunities. And Yeah, maybe sometimes a little bit over-eager, but who can blame him? Getting a lot of affirmation off his early frags, and, well, he's making it work. He's been an absolute monster so far.
Misses. Soulfly gets his 1 to get his 2. Of course, he just re-swings. That's insanity against pistols. But it's gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. It's all good. Don't worry about it. He got his 2. That's the rule, Alan. If he gets 2, they win.
He does. Makes it work. Yet again. And, yeah, if, it's like Shakespearean, isn't it? If I can swing, then I will swing. That's the Soulfly mantra.
He's good enough for it. It's just absurd that he's like, I've seen pistols and killed 1. 99% of players at this level play go, let's fall back to site and secure it, or at least fall back to crane and take the next angle. Soulfly's like, I'm a repeak. I'm going in.
He's also thinking, they won't expect me to peek it again. Surely not for the 5th time in a row. I will not expect the repeak.
Never.
And he's got another entry.
Oh, he's falling off. He's falling off. Soulfly, I admire the discipline there. Oh, the flashbang was brutally good. And it just wasn't quite good enough. No kill there for Kory.
Oh, the nades.
The nades are punishing, though. Oh, my goodness, the health, Alan. What are they even going to do off this?
They got to back out, and the smoke watch lucky, so crunching B isn't possible. It just feels like when they're scaling up onto the site now, any stray bullets, and they're just dead. Lucky has so much pressure on his shoulders to do work, and now they're losing numbers by the wayside with this push through from Fozy. Lucky has to do everything here. He has to find some clean headshots.
Yeah, you're so bottled. You have to go into B. There's really no option. I mean, the mid guy can make a move, but you're going to have to go to B one way or another. Scrump gets himself 1, even the second as well. 1 was good enough. Second's just extra little cherry on top. And, of course, Soulfly gets 1 more to send us to the halftime break. Well, after a first half that can be charitably described as chaotic, we find ourselves with a 10-5 Sangal lead. And they ran 5 rounds to close out that half here, Alan. How are we feeling about Vert?
I can just, my eyes are distracted. T-side Julies. T-side Julies. Oh, my lord.
Spicy.
Posey, you better make good on this, because this is unexpected.
He's with the pack. He's fighting with the pack. They've taken mid. It's been fully given over to them. The B player's so isolated. They've got this fighting towards CT, but oh, they've lost it. They've lost it. Lucky's trying to get back on the angle, but the bomb's around the corner. The bomb's around the corner if he keeps moving. Oh, you got to keep moving, Kory. You can't stop. Oh, no. Bomb dropped. Hesitated for too long. If you're going to go for this play, you better go quick. And now Fuzi's going to need to make a huge play with the dualies. And he's not going to even get one. So, Skrunk with his count dualies will also not get anything going, and that's going to be Heat winning. I love the idea, but you cannot stall out in mid if nobody's watching for the flank. You gotta go in.
It still felt like they had, I think they bought one smoke, maybe they had a flash and the Julies, and it just didn't really feel like enough util because they smoke off the kind of connector elevator area. And then once you're actually coming over the window and trying to get into B, and especially if you're trying to get into CT spawn, there's just so many angles to deal with. And you don't have the utility to block it off. And as we saw, as soon as you lost 1 or 2 of those jewels, it's just a meat grinder in terms of what you're going into. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe double nade set could have helped. I mean, maybe just more flashes than the jewelies also might have been a play.
But hear me out, Alan. If they kill that guy in CT and then they just immediately run at the one dude B, just full-on run in, maybe you're getting a 1-for-1, but certainly not much more than that. This round's going to expectations. Nice kill for Rosmo through the danger panel, and he'll tuck up. Maybe he gets overwhelmed by numbers, but it's just Glocks. Might just kill them all. And he's gonna he will kill none of them.
Oh my lord. That was a chain of dinks. Shouldn't come to anything, so I wouldn't be too concerned. As Jocko has some fun. Ecstasy showing us why you should buy the MP9 as well.
Yeah, really though. Yeah, expect that while you swing.
There's a real cohort of players that are using the UMP.
I don't get it.
And I don't know what's going on.
They just think it feels better, but they are objectively wrong.
It is better at some ranges, but I mean, this will come as a massive surprise, Mike. You can kind of choose the fights you take.
It's true.
You can use the MP9 at nice close fights where it is a lot better, and make it easier for yourself.
Mm.
Close
You knew
2-1-2.
You knew Soulfly was going to get back to this fight, right? You knew it had to happen.
He is destined to run up this ramp in about 20 seconds. He feels it. It's swelling up in his body. The hormones are kicking in, and he's going to have to go.
Got some mid presence. It's actually going to get kind of interesting. 2 on A, 2 mid. Oh, the kill comes through. They get the first. Does Kory get the second? He does.
Whoa.
Oh, ripper of a shot on the second as well. And now Heat are thrown into disarray. Rasmo's walking over a player. He's dead. It's all B. B is wide open. This has to be a save for Heat. And now Soulfly. Look at that determination. He waited a minute into the round to fight Ramp. And even then, he's not going to go forward onto it. It's just Lucky. All in his lonesome. The Wolves are at the door. They're hunting him. Might have actually slipped the net here. But killing that player will mean that they do know where he is now. The net.
It should be at least a little bit down. He doesn't have a kit, but they don't know that. So there's no one really around him apart from QB, but he gets the frag, and that round was over before it started. That mid-take was ideal. And from there, I mean, what was Rasmo supposed to do? Got players on either side. He just tries to push B, but didn't win that duel and fell apart. That was quite the sequence from Kory. That second kill was monumental. Massive kill.
Uspis around? They've got some money to get into this. They're taking the pause to try and figure out how they want to approach. Exorcis's double eco, but I mean, you could get 3 rifles up here. There's a world where they just chase this. What's your read
like
with the mid lost
play, right? I mean, the buy is pretty bad.
Mm.
You'd just be Exorcist in the next. That's a little bit blunted, so... Yep, oops, across the board. But they have a smoke. They have a smoke, and they need to use it wisely.
Ooh, a flash. Things are getting interesting here.
Dualies.
And dualies. That was the missing element, was the dualies and the smoke and the flash. Dualies against armored rifles. How do you like those odds?
Well, flash is ready. Problem is, nobody's actually wide in the ramp, so Jocko lobs this. It's not actually going to catch anybody. And I guess Soulfly's the only real guy at risk, but he is kind of shielded by the tarpaulin right now.
I think Soulfly's about to get a lot of ecos. His favorite food. They just tried to info jump it. I don't know if they saw anyone. Oh, he only gets one. All right, that's the rule. If he only gets one on the ramp fight, the round is in doubt. Fuzzy, don't get overwhelmed. Okay, reinforcements are here. The cavalry is here. Joko has 9 HP, no armor, and a US. And he is dead. There we go.
I think he's trying to find the AK, but I guess he got blown away. Yeah. Can't expect a lot more out of that round. I think Soulfly got a bit of a shock as he swung out into 5 players.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones you don't even know where to look. Just so much going on in the screen. And, yeah. This is his early demise. But here we go. Onwards. Round 20. Heat. As a reminder, guys, this is their map pick. Hasn't been the most awe-inspiring gameplay thus far. First half, I'm guessing they lost the vast majority of the opening kills. And Maka is he looking for an Ivy smoke? What's he looking up there for?
Desperation from Lucky. That's a long time to sit in the Molotov. See if Maka can make good on it. No? Oh, wow, those nades really don't find it. They're expecting that to be more punishing, but eventually they will bring through the kill. So they've taken out the op. They've 1-for-1 traded it. It's not a bad exchange for the T's. This next fight could determine everything. Joko. Good flashbang. Doesn't get the second. Damage has been done. It's a little bit chaotic. There's still a minute on the clock, though. So Sangal, if they want to leave, they can just leave. They have the bomb. They're not at all committed. They've still got 3 smokes as well, so they can take really anywhere on the map pretty effectively. But it seems like they're still thinking about this A ramp.
It's looking okay, though. Rasmo has just smoked B. He had a bit of a clear of mid. Exorcist is picking it up. And now they're moving back onto the side. And they catch him in transition. This could get really scary for the CD side. They have no idea players have walked up Ivy. And I feel like he's getting caught out in the open. The timing is absolutely not working to his namesake.
Rasmo, get out of here. You're not making this one work. He's going to try, though. He's really going to try. There is a kit not far from the bomb, but it doesn't matter when you get your brain splattered on the wall immediately.
Yeah. Make a public service announcement, you know, of that one as well.
Use kit if no head.
Yes. Can't use kit if no head. That should be the, as you load in game, that should be the thing on the bottom. Nice tip for the noobs.
I should write the tool tips.
Exactly. Exactly. Rasmus had one of those games where I don't even necessarily think he's played badly. He's just been left out to dry every single time. He's just playing that B site on both halves, and everything is going wrong around him. And it feels like every situation he's left in is near on impossible.
It does feel that way. Oh! What? None of those shots landed. Not a one. Feeling like my deagle out there. I swear that thing's been loaded with blanks sometimes, Alan.
Common problem. Common problem. Well, we can find a remedy. I'm sure there's some stores around. QB.
Yeah. Yep.
Where's the
gas
scout?
stations.
Yeah. Well, not in the UK.
Petrol stations in the UK. Yeah, not so weird over-the-counter remedies in petrol stations.
Maybe not over the counter, but maybe under.
Yeah, there you go. Seems like it's going to be an A ramp take. Which is fine. It's 2 unarmored pistols. Doesn't really matter where you go on the map. 3 unarmored pistols. Never mind. Things are getting interesting. They've killed the B guy. So are they going to go B?
They haven't really got time to mess about, have they? They need to just commit to one of these sites, and they do make the right call.
They're doing it, but the guy's not up. He hasn't actually taken any space. That's QB, who's just now starting to make his way through. With the time being what it is, if Joko hits some nuts deep shots, this could actually get real weird. Or they could just kill it. Oh, 1. Oh, that almost got interesting. It still is. 10 seconds. They have to get the spot down. They have to commit. And Soulfly will bail them out. My goodness.
That got way too close.
Yeah, he really do know how to take a sure thing and make it interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, Sangal. I mean, I think they made the right call. It was you know, player season nothing B. They called the teammates over. But a little hesitant. Not super well grouped as they actually hit the site. So, yeah, I mean, given what I've seen in this game, Sangal strike me as a team that have good early round stuff. Individuals look good. And I think the communication lets them down a little. They look really flustered in some of these late rounds. And they're a little bit fortunate it hasn't punished them. And Rasmo, this is the day to forget, isn't it, on the Vertigo?
I want to see what the ratio of opening frags is. Across the team. Not even, you know, Rasmo. Everybody. Right? It just feels like Sangal are getting so many rounds where they just had the advantage right off the rip. Lucky. That was interesting peek from Soulfly. So advantage back. Things could get weird. This next kill could determine a lot. Kory thinking about peeking now. Joko backs off of it. Joe just in the nick of time. Lucky gone. That flashbang actually. Kory soaks it. So now Joko has spotted this. A little bit of lack of coordination on the flash, but they've also spread the defense. They can leave. They have QB waiting here on towards A. If they just go out A, they'll find a vacant site. Ecstasy trying to remedy that, but he might be a little too late onto it. And yeah, they've just slipped this A presence, which means that the second player is rotating through. Sangal, for once, going a little slow on it. Fuzi's working his way through mid, though. Could cut the rotations, and they're already out. That fight's not won. That's bomb dropped. Now committed, and a second kill as well for Ecstasy. 30 seconds. Again, an advantage gone completely awry. Maka takes out Fuzi in mid. It's all going to be under Kory. He's going to try and fight forward to make this happen. Nice idea, but doesn't realize the player's close at hand. Well, now, another advantage, this time actually getting away from Sangal entirely.
Credit to Joko, though, for getting that information on A. That was what allows Maka to be on B side with his teammate. And you can see Fozy was posted on the rotate. He's expecting it's just 1B. Player's going to rotate over. Not to be the case. There was already 2 in defense. And, yeah, Sangal... I don't know. Maybe they could have maybe worked A harder before they hit B in the end. They just looked a little bit hesitant in terms of what was actually the plan in that late scenario. But even so, still a massive scoreline. Still a good buy here. They've been generating entries so consistently that I don't think you need to be concerned if you're these guys. And this round, 5 on A. Maka does connect, but there's a lot more players to contend with.
Trades in. Lucky keeps it to their advantage. Massively to their advantage, and at this point these players are very much committed into the A fight, right? They're just gonna peek up dry, it seems. Maka on the angle, gonna get 1. The second as well, why not? Well played from Maka. That was a nice round to maybe get this comeback rumbling, and the money with no bomb plant there has been broken down quite a bit for Sangal. Knowing them, this might still be a buy, but it would at this point likely be ill-advised.
Yeah, it felt like in the previous they were gonna rush their way up as a big pack, but as soon as Maka gets that first kill, it might have been counter utility from the CDs, or might have been Sangal didn't have the intention to go really fast, but I was a bit caught off guard by players not accelerating and trying to get that trade onto sandbags, and a little bit picked apart. A little bit picked apart on the ramp. But yeah, pistols in the mix. Soulfly does some cracking shots so far. Not quite that time, but pretty good try.
Good damage. He's gonna chase it. They're backing away. Or not. They're sending Scrunk out. Soulfly says, hey, a nade's coming in, Scrunk. Go take that for me. Seems like they're just gonna fight A with the Deegs. I mean, this could actually get kind of spicy. could. That's a nice way to start things off. Okay, comfort here. Kory does punish Maka at least, but with enough rifles on site, there still shouldn't be much that these Deagles can do. QB and Kory. Volleyed out. Could rotate off, could try and find a gap, maybe in towards mid or B, but it's not looking likely, and B has not been their friend the last couple of rounds, so they're going to go. They're just going to fight this. Kory's going to put one in the back of QB's head. Nice assist there, Kory.
Oh.
And, I mean, it wasn't going to happen regardless, but it definitely didn't happen.
No, I mean, you can't blame him. He's trying to shoot the player up on Tetris, but made for a good comedic moment. As HEET make that one look fairly comfortable. And this game's getting compelling after what was a bit of a shocker in the first half from HEET. Sangal just lost a bit of their stopping power in the last few rounds. So much so that HEET, they're splashing the cash. Extra nades in spawn.
I like it. It does speak to how high variance I'd say these rounds have been, even when Sangal was dominating. Razmo, he's gonna get his opener. There we go, Razmo, starting to get a little bit of a feel for the way they're playing over towards B. Now,
Adding some razzmatazz, you might say, to these round openings.
But a man advantage, Alan. This feels like a foreign concept for HEET.
Yeah.
Rifle round.
Joko's kind of getting aggressive on his own. Over towards ramp. Okay, here comes the retake smoke, so makes it a little bit safer. I question if they're actually going to go for a retake here, because it doesn't feel like they need to necessarily. Joko's going to try and play the one way. Get to someone up close. And they haven't seen anybody ramp. We know Soulfly's here. Gets a duel. Lucky. Amazing. He's still alive. Soulfly almost evened that up, and the nade does finish it off. 4 and 4.
This thing gets in very interesting. They've heard all the footsteps. They have all the information. They can float the third player over very confidently. Joko eats that flash, but they don't peek off a bit. There's the kill. Scrunk needed that. Soulfly gets another. All right, so here's Soulfly coming into this. It's actually just his first kill. It's been Scrunk all the way. One more. They go. He's swinging. They've got this leap, and Ecstasy somehow gets past the first player. And it's come down to the 1v1, which Razmo wins. Hero of the round. He found the opener. He shuts it down as well. HEET continue to climb back into this game.
It's just an absolute slugfest on the ramp. It felt like Sangal, they got a few kills scaled up. If you put the nades down behind default, some nice flashes, surely it's going to look good, but the fights just never stop. They just keep going. And there's never... Sangal are not great at hitting the pause button, are they? In terms of just slowing the rounds down. It just seems like once the action has started, it's cats towards the laser pointer, and they're not stopping.
Speaking of which, but when you can do that, man.
Yeah, why not?
But then he keeps going for the second, because of course he does. And he dies. He dies. And now his one rifle's committed up into no man's land. Joko's retaking the space. This should be close to an impossibility for these remaining two players. A bomb plant would be miraculous. Foozy does get spotted eventually. Joko realizes that now. And all right, QB. How many shots do they want to give you this Deagle?
There's been a lot of stray Deagle kills in this map, especially from Sangal. Can't make it too. The Razzmatazz coming alive. Razzmatazz. Beautiful. Sangal are going to be starting to sweat now. This was a massive lead. This fifth was 14, I want to say 7.
Yeah.
That sort of number.
Something along those lines. Yeah, it was 14-7 actually.
14-7
exactly.
with full money control.
5 in a row going back the other way.
Yeah. And it's not been awe-inspiring. I mean, if Soulfly wasn't getting consistent entries on ramp, these rounds wouldn't even be in question.
XFC's aggressively postured here down below the steps. They've got this deep control. They're working 2 players in. But when you don't find the initial pick on this kind of positioning, it can get a little weird once the smokes fade. They haven't really pressured mid much at all. I mean, Mock has posted on it this time with the op. It's a really good setup. He's actually got another player with him as well below him. So this should be an iron setup. But it does occur to me that Sangal really haven't threatened mid much at all. I think Fuzi's done it late with the op a couple rounds, but I think that's been about it.
It's a ballsy call from HEET, considering the number of rounds of A pressure, but I guess they're feeling they've won it so many times they could risk. a 2B, 2 mid start. And now this advanced B positioning. They know that nobody's through. They're starting to put numbers back towards A. It's still a very passive setup on A for the moment. But there's plenty of opportunity here to get the information and load up the A site with numbers before the hit comes in.
Soulfly's up, but they're going to have the up on his angle. And knowing Soulfly, he's tempted to try and walk that clean, you know, dry in. I don't know about that one, Chief. Utility's starting to come through. Pressuring cement. Maka's played it quite a bit, so you can understand the utility coming out, but that's going to tempt the third player over. And look at this flank that's developing. Exorcist is all the way down. They got some mid presence, but they don't have to be worried about the B ramp at all. And Exorcist is going to be the absolute knife in their back if they don't go now. Boozy somehow does not get caught. The flank is revealed. This could get very bad now. Exorcist needed some sort of presence. The bomb's going to go down in a post-plant situation for the first time in a long time. Lucky will find some damage. That's an advantage at the very least. But if they can take down this flank, they can play from a position of comfort. Still, they need to kill Exorcist. He just needs to stay alive to be the thorn in their side. Because Kory, Kory's developing the flank now. He's got one. He's got the second. No, can't have it. But they clear out the flank. The bomb is ticking away. They're running out of time, and that off is holding. Boozy takes one more. He's still the thorn on their side. They know they have to get on it, and they've been eliminated. This is going to be the round that they drop. This is going to be Maka trying to back away with that AWP. He can't win this round, and he knows it, and he can't hit the shot either. 15 on the board for Sangal. It took them a long time to find this round. But find it they have.
What an ending. That round felt brilliant for Heat. They had so much information. That flank through B was completely unsighted. Sangal had no idea. And I think they actually lost that mic on the utility. They had 2 nades and I think a molly. In terms of those players playing off the site on A. If they save those for default, that bomb doesn't get planted. Smokes fade. Massive crossfires. And they just sort of burnt them on the ramp as the players trying to swing up. So the idea was there, but the execution of that retake setup let them down. And it might just cost them the map here. Their map pick in this series.
QB takes the molly. They know he's here. Whereas Mataz fight, but the barrel gives him away. So now they are aware of each other. And Soulfly's been lost, presumably on the A ramp. Yes, indeed, on the A ramp. The aggression from Joko pays off, so a man advantage here. For Heat, whoa, that was a blistering shot from Kory. Should have been a dead man by all rights. Instead, now he's going to split the defense, 2 towards either site, and they both got to be wary about mid, but he's not actually marking his way through. And okay, Maka wanted some information. It comes at great cost. They're working their way up ramp. It's so much is going to be on Joko with just a Falmas. He's got to hold up. They've left everybody alone in their spot. 1 B, 1 mid, 1 A, and Joko is on the furthest island from the rest. So if he doesn't deliver here, if he gets cleaned up, could be over. There's the peak. Here comes the fight around. They know he's here. They chase him down. And this is going to be disastrous now. 2 players trying to retake against 4. Utility down as well to cover it. Very little to work with. No kits, certainly, so they got to go fast. And the mollies aren't even letting them into the fights here, Alan.
Just look at the nade count for this T side. They can just re-smoke everything for days. And Kory still takes the duel. Raz, we need the round of your life, brother, to turn this around.
Better be the Mataz. 20%. They're peeking, they're fighting. He's not going to get anything done. It's a hopeless situation. It was absolutely disastrous here. And what a better way to encapsulate the way that game has been. Look, Heat make a valiant fight. They make a valiant effort, but they got absolutely smoked, we have to say, in so many rounds. They were sloppy. They were messy, yes, but Sangal were fighting. And more often than not, they were winning.
Yeah, the Soulfly was absolutely magnificent. Scrunk had a pretty good game, considering he's not someone we're looking at in this lineup and saying you're going to be